Hello and welcome. This is my November 2020 favorites video, and I normally record these a bit earlier, but it's still early. It's just December 2nd, so it's not that late. How are you? I figure, we just hang out together, right? As we do. And I share with you things I enjoyed during the month of November and things I did, like the experiences of November, or one main experience of November, as well as things. And I'll get stuff, I have some personal care, some tea, and then it's books, a lot of books, people, and decks. So I'm going to get the personal care out of the way. It's just 2 items. You could skip ahead if you want, but I'm not going to take that long with it. The first one is, I guess I'll have to revisit. My word of the year was release. And interestingly enough, I only began to feel the effect or understand the effect my word of the year was having on me and my environment after my birthday, in the fall, actually. So very much like tarot card of the year, like when you add up, you do the numerology, whether you do the numerology, solely the numerology for the year, that starts on your birthday, because those are the numbers you're adding up. Same thing with tarot card of the year. Everyone does it their own way. I'm not here to say there's a right way or a wrong way. I'm just telling you my way. My way, because I'm adding up my birthday and the year, my tarot card of the year commences, the energy of that card commences at my birthday. So I'm in my devil year, and my word of the year was release, which I really began to feel its effect in October. So, to begin, I made numerous videos on my overwhelmed by the amount of tarot decks I had and oracle decks, and how I missed a relationship, that close relationship I had with my one deck when I only had one deck. Well, TarotTube has changed me, my friends. You know what I mean? And this I have to accept. That I'm never going to be someone who just has 1 or 2 decks. Now, when I began watching in 2017, I think it was, I had 2 tarot decks. One I used all the time and one that just sat on the shelf because I love it. And 4 oracle decks. That's all I had in 2017. Try as I might, I'm never going to be able to go to that. At least I'm not going to apply that pressure on myself, because at this moment in time, being exposed to so much, I did find a lot that I ended up loving. So there's that about the decks. And then this whole release and letting go of things that don't spark joy, or don't serve a purpose, or whatever, releasing things that, letting go of things, releasing things that I don't need or don't use, already permeates my entire life. But it didn't, and also the way I acquire new things permeates my entire life, but it didn't apply to decks for whatever reason. Anyway, when I needed a break from going through all my tarot and oracle decks, I went through my personal care stash. And those of you who live in North America, and there's other countries in the world too where they've expanded, but Bath and Body Works, buy 2 get 3, buy 3 get 3, all that kind of stuff. Well, I gotta tell you people, all that stuff had to go, because it was just occupying primo real estate in my closet. I wasn't using it, so I moved it along. It was all brand new. If I was going to use it, I would have used it already. That's what I'm trying to say. All right. And I think because of the year that we've been having, it's a big back to basics kind of year for me. It's like I'm seeking comfort in the simple things, comfort in things from my childhood. My two favorite personal care items have been Jergens original lotion, which now they branded it as cherry almond. Well, maybe not now. Maybe it's been decades, but Jergens from my childhood. Same fragrance. It's a really nice lotion. It's and everything I'm going to talk about today I purchased with my own money. All right. So Jergens, it's cheap, it's cheerful. My favorite thing about it is the fragrance. My second favorite thing about it is that the fragrance doesn't last 15 minutes. So I get that hit of that cherry almond nostalgia, comfort, and then I get on with my day. Love it. And then the other item that I've been using, I switched over to my cooler months lip balm, and it's my lip smacker in vanilla bean. And yeah, so that's it for personal care. Oh my gosh, that's probably really loud. That was right by the mic. Okay. My favorite teas of the month of November have been Twinings peppermint and creamy vanilla. I think in the UK this is buttermint. In Canada it's peppermint and creamy vanilla. People, this box, it's in relief. The little blossoms and the little leaves and stuff like that, and the vanilla bean. It's beautiful. I end up cutting them out and saving them in case I want to glue them onto my cookbook or that kind of stuff. I have a cookbook. Like I have a binder and I also have a journal. And Bengal Spice. This one I just love it year round. Both of them, I love them year round. These are probably my two favorite. But right now, I'm drinking a seasonal one, which is Candy Cane Lane by Celestial Seasonings, and it's green tea with peppermint, and I love it. All right, so that's it for personal care and tea. Next, I'm going to talk about things. Just things. I went crazy looking for a daytimer for this year. Now, I've done 2019 and 2020 digital, all Outlook and all that stuff, because for my job everything's on my phone anyway, right? So, but I was really missing the book. So I got myself one of these, and this is, I can't remember, eBay. I don't know if it's Wanderer or Wanderings. I'm not sure. And I'm not going to show you my personal stuff inside, but it's pretty much, it's a traveler's notebook. It's a large size. I think it's called large. I think it's 8 by 7 by 11 or 8 by 11. It's just a tad narrower than an 8 by 11 standard page. Anyway, I went on to Amazon and I got the clip to put my pen on it. I have one of my, this is, I cut it out of the box of my Oracle of Oddities. I can't remember which edition, like which one that is, because I have all three. But I just thought that this image for me, release. I just love it. It's beautiful. And it's so meaningful to me with the sunflowers and the butterflies. Oh my God, love it. Moths. Anyway, I'm not going to show you, but I have two. So I have this one with the dot paper, this one with lined paper, and then I will show you something. I will plug. This is a beautiful sticker. This is the the transparent sticker from Bridget's Redbubble store, which I will link to below. And the back is just blank paper. Nothing fancy, people. I'm not fancy. I'm also not very journaly, is what I want to say. Put it this way, my stuff looks My journal looks like it shouldn't be on Instagram or on YouTube, is what I'm trying to say. But it makes me happy. And it's going to hold, or it's already starting to hold, all my important information. And also, the reason why I wanted to go back to a book is that my manifesting method, my method of manifesting that is consistent, is writing it. Why am I not using a book? So we're back to this. I started December 1st. I'm pretty happy with it so far. And, you know, I just got, like, I think Wanderings or Wanderer brand off Amazon. Inexpensive for what it is, because it's leather. Yeah, okay. And the accessories. I ordered one of those pocket accessories for a smaller notebook, but it doesn't matter because I'm just gonna stick it in there however it works. All right, next. What other thing can I share with? Oh, this guy. I gotta find this guy. I'm finally found a job for this guy. This is another notebook. I got this one off not eBay, Amazon Canada. This one has beautiful craft paper in it. This one comes with a little, this was like really, it has dandelions on it. Yeah, so it's gonna be a journal kind of year, people. We're going back to that. We're going back to analog. All right, back to basics. 2021 is the year of back to basics, because 2020 kicked our asses. All right. The next thing I'm going to share is a work in progress. So I found this beautiful vintage fiber. It's in like a brown and a rust color, and I'm just combining the two to make a pouch for my thoth. This is actually going to be for my thoth greenie. Well, maybe not. Maybe I'll keep this one in my US games. Hey, people. Okay, we'll talk about the decks after I talk about the books, because I got a lot to say about decks. Okay. Books. Books I've been enjoying in November. This one was recommended to me by a viewer. Thank you. This is the book I was looking for. Thank you very much. This is outstanding. It has not been a cover-to-cover read for me. This is an encyclopedia, people. This is academic. It's academic. It's not only is it academic. It's actually how can I describe it? It's not a dry read, is what I'm trying to say. Wet read? It's not a wet read either. But you know what I'm saying? It's not a dry academic read. It flows quite nicely. It's very interesting. It's a massive book. And I think what I love about it the most, if I'm going to go for it's got 500 pages, and it's not that heavy. It's nice. Very nice. Hardback. Beautiful. Loving this book. Thank you again to the viewer who recommended it over. I don't know if you recommended it over the other one or whatever, but no, this is the one for me. Thank you. All right. Next books. I've been clearing my shelves, people. There's a box under my desk here, packed. Like there's 2 boxes down here with books that are going to be leaving my abode. Books that I'm done, like, the primo real estate, people. It's primo real estate on my shelves. I don't have a large area, so yeah. So taking those down, revisiting them. A lot of them, I have to say, I'm sorry, I'm going to echo what a lot of other people, I've been watching some videos of other people talking about books of the 90s. I'm sorry. Some of them I kept. Some of those books from the 90s I kept because they're near and dear to me. I reread them. They have sentimental value. I actually still reach for them, but the rest of them, they have to go. They have to go. Because it's not my practice, it's not my philosophy, it's not the way I practice magic, or it's not my way of witching. But I am enjoying revisiting two. Specifically this one, Power of the Witch. It's Laurie Cabot with Tom Cowan. Yeah, this one, I think I'm enjoying it. It's one of those, like, it's a light read. And Love Magic, The Way to Love Through Ritual Spells and the Magical Life. I just happen to have both. I haven't really looked at this one. I just skimmed through it. And this one is it's bringing back a lot of memories. I'm enjoying it. What's another book that I could... Okay, these are two books that are... I don't even know if they're... they're either hard to find or impossible to find because the store has since closed. Mélange Magique was a metaphysical shop in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. And they had a brick and mortar store on St. Catherine Boulevard between Guy and... at the corner of Guy. And I've been gone from Montreal for a long time, people. Be kind. But it was at the corner of Guy and St. Catherine. When they had their website, before they sold their store, they had The Magical Blend, Book of Secrets Volume 2, Book of Secrets Volume 1, Book of Secrets Volume 2. But it was edited by T. Scarlett Jory, and this is The Magical Blend's own publication. Forgot I had them. Oh, I love them. I love them because it's one, I still have the products that I used to buy from their store. Some of it, others I've had to source from a different place or whatever, and they're not quite the same. But I'm really loving revisiting these guys. Okay, sorry I showed you books that are probably not even available. But it's part of my November. So November has been, because I'm decluttering, because I'm going through, I went through all my decks. I think for now I'm done going through all my decks. That what remains is what's going to stay. And that's not to say that in the future I won't be releasing more, but I'm certainly not taking any more in. No. I won't, in other words, I won't be purchasing any more decks, and that's pretty much where I'm at right now. Okay. A book I've been listening to, an audiobook, because I bought the book, and I think I mentioned in a previous video that this, at the end of the day, people, like I said, I'm in my 50s. You know what I mean? It's like I wear glasses. It's a whole bifocal, trifocal situation here. They're whatever you want to call them. They're progressives. And this book, as beautiful as it is, the font is so hard on my vision. So hard. And there's so much in italics in this book. So much, like entire pages of italics. Oh my God, like entire pages of italics. So I'm listening to the audiobook. I have an Audible membership, so I got this one on Audible. So I paid for it twice, people. And I'm really enjoying it. If you practice, if your practice is anywhere nature based, or you want to bring nature into your spiritual practice, your personal practice, your cultural practice, whatever you want to call it, I read everything. And I'm reading this, and I'm freaking enjoying it. I'm 2/3 of the way through, and I can highly recommend this. Now, for me personally, the Celtic gods like, you know, the Celtic pantheon, the Celtic gods and stuff like that, don't really connect because I don't know them. I'm reading the book of the Great Queen, right? But it's like, it's not my practice. So the stories about the gods, for me, it's mythology, it's nice, whatever, but it's the practice, the daily practice of connecting with nature, connecting to earth, connecting to where, you know, connecting to our bodies. It's my devil year, people. It's all about the physical world. So this, I have to say, well, I did chuckle a lot at the start of this. Probably the first quarter of it, because it ties in just beautifully with Italian folk magic or any kind of folk magic, because earth-based spirituality is everywhere on the planet. You know, some form of druidry, whether they call it druidry or not, is everywhere on the planet. So it's very relatable. So if you're watching me and you're an Italian folk magic person or Italian witchcraft person, and you're wondering if this, if you'd enjoy this book, I'm telling you, I'm enjoying it. It ties in a lot to the Italian philosophy of the connection to the earth, the elements, the weather, the seasons, everything. So yeah. And that's by Penny Billington, The Path of Druidry. I have to say, another thing that made me chuckle about this, reading this book, was as I read it, I could picture cards in the Druidcraft tarot deck. My brain made those connections, which, interestingly enough, Druidcraft is a deck that I've since moved on. I released it because all right, next, any other books? And now I'm going to go a little quicker, because these are books that I received in November because I wanted, and I've skimmed through them, but I can't give you a book review. One of them is Verdant Gnosis, Cultivating the Green Path. This is volume 2. I ordered volume 2 because volume 1 wasn't available. It was temporarily out of stock. I ordered volume 1. It's on its way. And this is selections from the Viridis Genii Symposium. And I'm not going to go into too much information about this. Look it up if you're interested. It's edited by Katamara Rosarium, Marcus McCoy, and Jen Zart. And I did not read the entire thing. I did flip through it. It's different, you know, it's different. But it's more my speed is what I'm trying to say. So, yeah. A book I've been enjoying. I think I started it in October and November. It's still on my bedside table, on my nightstand, is this one, but Where Two Worlds Meet. How to Develop Evidential Mediumship by Janet Novacek. You know what? It's a great book. If you're interested in getting into mediumship, learning about mediumship, if you already have an inkling that you're a natural medium, it doesn't matter. This is a really great book. I can't recommend it enough. Again, did I mention I paid for everything that I'm talking about today? Just thought I'd say that again. All right. I'll leave this for that. So, brings me to this guy. My buddy, my friend, she sent me Mythologia Fanica, or Mythologia Fanica, however you want to pronounce it. In Italian, it's Mythologia. It's spelled Mythologia Fanica by Susanna Salo. And it's a tarot deck, and I only have the poster here. I didn't bring the deck with me in the book. But it's a tarot that's based on Finnish mythology, specifically the Kalevala. The Kalevala is, from what I gather, and please, I'm not, like I said, I just got this. It's an epic poem and that pretty much tells the story of Finnish mythology. So I say that very loosely, people. I got the tarot deck in October. I freaking loved the art. It comes with this poster. This poster is mangled a little bit because I received it that way because it was pre-loved, but a little bit because I can't stop looking at it. Like I should probably put it up on my wall, but it's like, oh my god, this art totally. This is love it. Anyway, so since I have the deck and I have the guidebook, I figured, you know what? I've been into this reading. I'm wanting to read more, is what I'm trying to say. I got the Kalevala by Elias Lonrot, and this is I got it on Amazon. You know, there's so many to choose from because my understanding is that this is in the public domain. However, I chose this one because of the cover. And the last book, it's the last book that doesn't have anything. So I went through all my witchcraft books. And what remains is the stuff I'm going to keep. I got some golden oldies that I'm going to keep. And my Judica Ellis collection, my Sybil Leek collection, Ted Andrews. These guys are not going anywhere. But I did weed out a lot of stuff. And a lot of it was Wicca books from the 90s because I'm not Wiccan. And they were great to, as you know, those of us who've been practicing a long time, sometimes we have this habit that we look down our noses at Wicca and stuff like that, and that's not okay because we owe Wicca a debt of gratitude because Wicca made witchcraft mainstream, and suddenly it was an explosion of books and tchotchkes and accessories and clothing, and suddenly it's like you could, you know, the witch aesthetic and all this stuff. So we do owe Wicca a debt of gratitude, those of us who are metaphysically inclined. But traditional witchcraft is more my speed. It always has been. Folk magic, traditional witchcraft. I've been really, and it's another chunky one, people. This is 700 pages. I've been really enjoying this book. Oh my god. This book, okay, it has that nice rubberized cover. This is Letters from the Devil's Forest, an anthology of writings on traditional witchcraft, spiritual ecology, and Providence traditionalism by Robin Artisan. I've been really enjoying it. Yeah, I could get lost for hours reading reviews, and there's people that whatever, you know, there's always people that really love something, really hate something. They have their opinion. That's okay. We're all entitled to our opinion. Me right now, I'm really enjoying this. This has been like the best. This has been my best experience in the modern age of reading about witchcraft, bar none. This is coming into, you know, is staying with me in December. All right. I'm making a lot of noise. The next thing I want to mention. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about decks. The first deck I'm going to talk about is one that was sent to me. It was sent to me by a lovely viewer. I don't remember if she said I could say her name, but I will tell you what her Instagram handle is. It's Piewacket's Playground. Look at me. I'm looking at blank. I will make sure to link to her Instagram. She sent me Crow Tarot. Remember I said no more decks coming into my life? Well, I do have one on pre-order that's going to show up sometime this month. And it's the Urban Crow Oracle. This, if you know me, should have been a no-brainer. This should have been number one, like, you know, when this was released, it should have been number one on my favorites list, blah, blah, blah. 2-part box, US Games. Fancy. It's a wider card than your standard tarot card. Beautiful backs, beautiful. Should have been a beautiful, nice, that waxy US Games cardstock. This tarot deck should have been a no-brainer, a no-fail favorite for me. I gotta tell you, people, I don't like it. And you know, no shade, not throwing shade on the creator or anything like that. I don't like collage. And I don't like when there's so much collage that I can't see the subject of this themed deck, which is, it's a Crow Tarot. There are cards in this deck. I can't see the crows for all the collage. This is one of them. It's like there's just too much going on in these cards, right? And the Raven's Prophecy is a favorite of mine because it's so minimal. It's minimalistic. The art is. And you know, I love the spirit of this deck. I really do. It's just too noisy. It's just too visually noisy for me. And that makes me sad. Makes me sad because I have the Urban Crow Oracle coming to me any day now. And of course, by the same creator, it's going to have the same busyness, collagey busyness. So, thank you, Pyewacket's Playground. If I got it wrong, I apologize 100 times. But, so she sent me this deck, because I think she said she didn't connect with it. And thank you, because now I know for certain that I don't. She makes these. She sent me this. This was a gift. This is a very well appreciated gift. Thank you so much. Look at this. Okay, first of all, it fits a standard tarot deck, like a Rider-Waite kind of standard tarot deck. But it doesn't have to just be for tarot. It has this nice satiny rubber band. Nice satiny lining. I'm a people. When it comes from my cards, satin, polyester, I don't care what it is, but if it's satiny, that's my favorite lining for my cards. And this is just so well made. It's got this has it all. It has the satiny lining. It has the square bottom. It's black with feathers. It's beautiful. So I'm gonna link to her Instagram. If this is the kind of tarot bag you're looking for, pay her a visit on Instagram. Tell her I sent you, because it's really, really cute, people. All right. Next, what do we want to talk about? Okay, let's talk about decluttering, right? I also decluttered like my witchy curio cabinet and my candles and all that supplies and stuff a couple of months ago during a power outage. We had a power outage for 6 hours and I got it done. And I found this tin. This is a Rogers Chocolates tin. Excuse me. Always have to sneeze. This is a chocolates tin, right? I got this at a thrift store for like nothing, and it's the perfect size. And in it, I keep my runes. I was gonna show you my other runes but I left them in my room, so I'll show you these. So I got these a couple of years ago, and I used to cast runes in the 90s, and then I don't know what happened, and I gave my runes to my daughter, and shortly after I gave her my runes, I found the same ones. I can't remember the author's name, but it's the best-selling rune book with the runes that come with it, the ceramic runes. I'll show them in another video because or else I'm gonna have to get up and go get them, and I'm too lazy to do so. Anyway, so I'm feeling drawn back to basics, the stuff I started with. Runes is one of them. So I have the Big Book of Runes, published by Wiser Books. It's up there on my shelf somewhere. But my friend recommended this one, Lost Teachings of the Runes. And I haven't read the whole thing yet, but I'm really enjoying this book. Again, this is totally my speed. Now we're going to talk about the decks. Oh, one last thing. Did I show you this thing I'm working on? I think I did. I'm working on this for my Thoth, my US Games Thoth. Oh, okay. So yeah, I wanted to talk about my US Games Thoth. So my favorites, these are the decks I worked with in October. This is the one that's always on my desk. This is the one I'm using to make the pouch. This is the one that I hold in my hand while I'm, watching other stuff, whether it's work, professional development videos, YouTube videos. This is the one that I hold in my hand. If you want to know, this is the green box, currently available, US Games, large Thoth. People, I highly recommend it. I think it's $30 Canadian. I'm not sure. I got mine on the book depository because it wasn't even available. For the longest time, it wasn't available on Amazon.ca, except for third-party sellers that were charging like $60, $70 for it. Please. I have a greenie. The greenie sits on my altar. The greenie is my daily draws. I've been using that well, actually it's here. I'm pointing over there. But this is the one that I can I have small hands. I riffle shuffle it this way. The more I use it, the more it breaks in. It's good cardstock. If you're looking for a Thoth, I think I said this about the Pocket Swiss too. These colors are clear, true, clean lines, beautiful. Great. It's a great printing of this deck. There's no reason. I got a greenie at a really great. I got a really great deal on a greenie. Like I got it. Considering what some people are asking for the greenie, I got it at a steal. I think I got it for what it would cost me to buy an indie deck. So a currently produced indie deck. This US Games one, this one's probably well, I use my greenie for daily draws and for reading for myself. I also have this on my desk all the time, and I'm constantly touching this deck and just breaking in the cardstock, and it just feels magical. It's just, this deck has magic in it. And if all you can get is the one in the green box, US Games, you're not doing too bad. This is a really beautiful deck, people. Look at this. All those vintage editions, they got like shitty printing compared to this one. I love my greenie, but I gotta tell you, this is beautiful, clear colors. Nice. All right. So that's what I wanted to say about my US Games. This is the one I've been using every day for my daily draws. It's my Thoth greenie lives in this box. With sandalwood incense, and although I need to I keep the blank card at the bottom so that my cards don't get scratched in the box. So this has been my, not just October, this is the deck that lives on my altar. This is my everyday, my daily draws. I love the cardstock. This one has the backs without the white borders. And so yeah, this is, I'm showing you two of the same decks because I gotta tell you, Thoth has been my favorite all through October and November, even starting a little bit before October, but for sure November, when I wasn't, and that's what I want to say, when I wasn't in the mood for tarot because I was feeling overwhelmed and all kind of skeeved a bit with the collection situation, Thoth kept me grounded in tarot, and I'm grateful for that. And these are the other decks I used a lot in November. Lives in here. This is one of the first, I think it's one of the first bags. It's the first tarot deck bag I made. And what lives in here now is my original Rider-Waite. It's the one with the lily backs, the white lily backs. Okay, see, these are my favorite backs. This is my least favorite one. This is the worst printing of this deck. I took the white borders off because it looked ridiculous, dark white against this fake sepia situation or this fake vintage situation, and so I took those down, and then they just seemed weird and off balance. I didn't like them, so I just took all the titles off. I did it with scissors, people, no measurements, nothing, and it turned out really, really lovely. For my least favorite of the Rider-Waites, I actually love this one. Now that it's no titles, I edged it with this kind of brownish color. This one bangs around in my purse. Like, this is the one that I throw in my bag to have a tarot deck with me. Not that I could say that in my life I have the occasion to pull out my cards. At least not in this brave new world. But just have them with me. Take them for a ride in the car. All right. What else? So, like even though I was kind of sick of tarot, I wasn't sick of tarot. So I was sick of like decks, but I wasn't sick of tarot. And there's a distinction there. You could be sick of decks and deck collecting and unboxings and walkthroughs and all that stuff, and still be interested in tarot. The other one I reached for a lot in November, because it's a straight shooter that this one's ugly. This by all descriptions should not be a favorite deck, but I freaking love it. It reads fantastic for me. Like, I connect to it really strongly, and then the messages are clear and straightforward, and it's the Crow's Magic Tarot upside down. Yeah. This is the Crow's Magic Tarot. These are what the backs look like. This is horrendous. Digital collage. This is what I really hate, yet I'm sorry, but this is an example of someone who created a tarot deck who does have understanding of tarot. The meanings of the cards and the symbolism and all that, because I throw down 3 of these cards and like, whoa, the message is clear. So I did reach for this one in November quite a bit. Even though I had deck fatigue, I didn't quite have tarot fatigue. experience tarot fatigue, but I do experience merchandise fatigue. Anyway, and the last tarot deck that I worked with a lot in November, I don't know. This is one, I have it trimmed. So I got it trimmed for free. Someone gave it to me. And it had been like pre-modified. There's something about it that was a little askew for me. I finally figured it out, and I had re-rounded the corners with a larger rounder, and it totally works. It's not my favorite. My favorite is my intact copy. I have an intact copy of the Wildwood. Still has the white borders on it. It's a very wintry deck for me. It's very cold, very wintry, very northern hemisphere, so that one's my favorite, and it's edged. I just edged it, but I kept the borders on it. But this one, yeah, because I re-rounded the corners, I had to use whatever green marker I had to re-edge, so it gives that crazy dimension to the edges. And so yeah, this one's the Druidcraft stopped talking to me. I thought the Druidcraft of the two Will Worthington decks was my favorite, until I realized that this one I've been reaching for since I got it. It's always out. This one doesn't even have a bag. I just threw it in a bag today, not to lose a card on my way to my home office here to record this video. But this one lives out of the bag. Like, just out doing something. It's there for me to reach and use. And I just I didn't even, I think I read the first chapter, the first part, the first section of the guidebook, and put it away because didn't need it. We're at the end, people. One last thing. Oracle deck. Oddly enough, usually, I'm surprised I used that many, like I had that many tarot decks out this month of November. But there's only one Oracle deck I used. No, there's two, and okay, I'm sorry, I'm not going to go get it. One of them is my Bach Flower Remedies cards. I don't know what they're called. 38 cards based on Bach Flower Remedies, and I do daily draws. And actually, no, those are more like a weekly or every 4 days kind of thing. I find the energy of one card I pick, that energy is sustained over a longer period of time, let's say, than a daily tarot card. And then the other oracle I've been using since I got it, I don't have a box or a bag for it yet, because it just sits in my curio shelf, in my curio cabinet. You know, it has a glass door and whatever, so I haven't felt the need to get a box for it yet, or a bag, and I haven't found what I'm looking for yet. Is my Oracle of Oddities 1, 2, and 3. This one. Since I got it, it's been out, and I may not use it every day, but when I'm in the mood for Oracle, this is the one I reach for. So I got this one. I got these three when her Memento Mori deck. Was I showing you these upside down? I'm sorry. Maybe not. Maybe these are upside down. The other ones aren't. Okay. I got these three because I think that they won't be printed anymore. So I got 3 that were left from one seller, which was amazing to obtain them all from one seller. when Memento Mori was up for pre-order. I didn't pre-order Memento Mori because I think because it has Lenormand cards in it, and me and Lenormand. That's an upcoming video, boomerang decks. Me and Lenormand, it's not my cup of tea. So I'm glad I got these. I love them, and it was quite a hefty investment. I live in Canada, people. And it was, this one I could say was worth it because been used, it's been out and in use since I got it. So yeah. All right, that's it. I think I talked about everything. Yeah, we talked about everything. The only thing I didn't talk about is Kindle books and stuff like that. But you know what? We're going to be here 2 hours if I start talking about Kindle books as well. So we're going to just stop it here. That was my November. Decluttering, releasing, sitting with how I even got to that place with the tarot decks and the oracle decks, releasing the ones that I don't need to hang on to. And now where I am in that process is sitting with the ones that remain and why do they remain, and making sure that each and every one of them that I look at, that I would, the reason I'm keeping them. And this is not for people that are collectors. This is for people that are not collectors, people that are readers, people that are psychic, people who, I gotta tell you, if you've been following this whole journey so far, they finally shut the hell up. They're quiet now. But I have to tell you, the last box of decks that I removed from my house sounded like there was a party in that box. That's how loud they were. Like psychically loud. All right. What remains are the ones that, if there's any interest, I might do one of those old-fashioned, my tarot collection and my oracle collection videos. If there's interest. But the ones that remain are the very old and the very new. The ones that I got, the very old ones and the very new ones that I got once I figured out what it is that I like. All right. Now I'm finally done. Okay. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really enjoyed sharing my November favorites, and I'll see you again soon in the next video. Take care wherever you are. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.